Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. Okay, so we are going to talk about the palettes that I used for the month of December. I'm really excited about this, and I actually have some information on what I'm going to do for next year. So we're going to talk a little bit about first the palettes that I brought in, which are these ones here. So I have pretty much all indie brands except for one. And I'm going to be honest, I had a lot of fun with this. It was probably the highlight of my year when it comes to eyeshadow. Like, I was highly ecstatic about using my eyeshadow every single time I grabbed for one of these, and it didn't matter which one. So the first eyeshadow palette that I had is the Chicago Bulls eyeshadow palette. Now, this is pretty much a standard eyeshadow palette. It's just, you know, some reds, some nudes. In the middle here, we have this like nudie kind of reddish undertone kind of hue of a, I don't even know if this is a topper or like whatever. It's getting hard pan right now, so I'm trying to swatch it better for you, but it looks like a really nice brow bone kind of shade or like inner corner highlight. But because I used my finger on this, it started to get a lot of hard pan, and it's a little chalky, I'm not gonna lie. That's the only eyeshadow in here that was kind of like meh. But the rest were fantastic. I love them all. I had fun with every single eyeshadow in this, and especially the neutral shades on the outer corner, these, and then like these two right here. I had a lot of fun with those. This one is like okay because of the glitter. I didn't love it, but when I used of it, it was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. That being said, I'm ready to put it away, but I'm also like interested in bringing it back out soon. I absolutely love these red shades. I had to change the angles because my son likes to try to make appearances. But anyhow, the long and short of it is this was fantastic, and it came in handy when I used the other palettes because it had a couple of deepening shades that worked very well with the shades that I was going for. And I mean, this red is just fantastic. It was beautiful on the eye. I enjoyed it, that it had more of like a blue kind of pinky base, and I just really enjoyed that. The next one is the House of L from Adept Cosmetics. I'm not even gonna lie to you, this is probably one of my favorite. I can't even pick. But literally, are you kidding me? These are so stunning. Every single one of these. I think I've used every single color in this entire palette except for this mint one right here. That's it. I'm kind of curious what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Ah, so beautiful. Okay. This, if you don't have this, buy this. Like, I'm not even kidding you. House of L eyeshadow palette from Adept Cosmetics. You will not regret it. These shifty shades are beyond my expectations. They're perfect. They're amazing. They're beautiful. I love every single one of them. Oh my gosh, they look so great. Every single time I wore them, people were like, wow, you know, like just the sheer impact and everything. They're attention-seeking eyeshadows, I'm telling you. They're beautiful. The next couple that I had was from Odins Eye, or Odins Eye. And one is the Merry Christmas palette, and the other one is the Christmas Eve palette. So we'll talk about the Christmas Eve palette first. I use these, pretty much all of them, I use them a handful of times each. And sometimes I used, you know, multiple palettes in one look. This one, I always did the eyeshadow look on its own because I felt like this just didn't go with the other eyeshadow palettes that I had really, except for one, but I just kept within this because it's just so beautiful. And I actually did a look with a lot of the blues, like the deeper blue shades. So beautiful. And for someone like myself that doesn't really wear a lot of blue eyeshadow, these were stunning, and I would happily wear them continually. I couldn't put these away. I couldn't put them down. They were so gorgeous, and I'm really happy that I got my hands on them, and I am so sad that they are no longer being created. Like, they were just a limited edition thing for the holiday season. I'm sorry my chair keeps squeaking. It's super annoying, but I apologize. One day I will get a new chair. The Merry Christmas palette now, this one is really up my alley, like exactly my kind of color story. Reds, greens, golds, that kind of thing. Absolutely love this. I pretty much used, I want to say, every single eyeshadow in here except for two eyeshadows only I didn't use. They were so much fun. I love that there's red shades in here. Like, I am obsessed with red eyeshadow. I love it. It's beautiful. And it was just great for the Christmas season, the holiday season. It was fantastic for work, for functions. It was just fantastic. I loved it. And I would use it all year round. The next eyeshadow palette I have is the Christmas Morning palette from Give Me Glow. And this one is so beautiful. It is highly pigmented. It's absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful color story. I love that if you just want 2 eyeshadows in a look, they have 2 eyeshadows in a look. And they're just absolutely beautiful. And so much pigmentation. Like, oh my gosh. So much pigmentation and just a tiny, tiny little swipe. Absolutely gorgeous. Truly love this. The next and the final eyeshadow palette that I used for the month of December was the Minka palette from Adept Cosmetics. Yes, I will eventually take off this paper stuff. I just haven't yet. I feel like that parent way back in like the 80s and 90s where they had like plastic on their furniture and stuff all the time. So this is what it looks like here. So gorgeous. Like, I've used both of the mattes. They were really, really nice. I used all of the top shades except for these 2 here. And I think I used every single of the bottom row. Like, so I used this one, this one, and this one. And then all of the bottom row. This was stunning. And it literally goes with every single palette. Because they're so metallic, you can literally put them with any color. I just feel like these are so beautiful, and I highly recommend this as well. If you can get your hands on it, please do. Like, absolutely beautiful, and I will be buying more from Adept Cosmetics in the new year. Those are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I used for the month of December, just to give myself a little bit of like a holiday feel. Just grab towards things that were newer, things that really got my attention, and I was very pleasantly surprised. With that being said, I'm going to be doing a project starting January the 4th. And this goes from January 4th to December 31st of 2023. It was created by Deb B on YouTube. And it was also collabed by Dannie from Dannie's Makeup, Kim from Teacher Loves Beauty, and me, Jen from Project Beauty. So we all really want to use our own collection and get excited about what we already own and just use what we own. And so that's sort of why Deb kind of came up with this idea. And we all were just discussing, you know, we really just want to use what we have. It's so hard to like constantly grab for specific things all the time. So we just want to go into our collection and pull out a palette that we feel like we want to use on occasion. And then we'll talk to you guys about that sort of at the end of every month or on the 4th of every month when we do our updates. So this is called Eyes Project Pan, or Enjoy Your Eyeshadows Project Pan, which is so fantastic. So again, like I said, January 4th this starts, and that is today. That's when I'm posting this, and it goes until December 31st of 2023. There are monthly updates on the 4th of every month, like I said, and there are no rules. Absolutely no rules. You create your own usage, you create your own goals. You can grab whatever palettes you want. Just use your eyeshadows, and then at the updates, talk about them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select a few. So I'll talk to you guys about the ones that I'm selecting, and we'll go over like my reasoning maybe for selecting a few in the first place. And if I want to, I'll put some of them back and I'll grab other ones. And then on the next update, I'll talk to you guys about the ones that I actually used. Just like I did for this December month, I grabbed the ones that I really wanted. And then I also pulled from other projects and other palettes and just used ones that I really wanted to use. And it was so rewarding for that month. It just felt really, really nice to grab whatever I wanted. We are going to give a little nod to a few different project panners and a few of their projects that they created. So the first one is Pan That Palette, credit to Amber F. And then we have Level Up with Sophie Alexandra. Then there's Pan in Every Palette, No Pan Left Behind, Pan Those Eyeshadows, Palette Love, and Use Your Eyeshadows Organically. So that last one is just sort of like us, using your eyeshadows organically. The other ones are projects or ways to use your projects, and we don't know all of the people who created every single one of those. So that's why we only have credit to Amber F and credit to Sophie Alexandra. I don't know the rest of them, and I don't know what the other girls do either. So if you do, if you could put it in the comments below, that would be so great. I would really appreciate it. And please go ahead and check out Deb and Dannie and Kim as well and watch theirs, because it's going to be really fun to see what everybody decides to choose for each month. Now, I have decided to select a couple of eyeshadow palettes, so I will go ahead and talk to you guys about those right now. So the first palette that I'm going to bring in is the Dominique Cosmetics Coral Blossom eyeshadow palette. And this was kindly gifted to me from my friend Valerie. And I was so pumped when she said she was sending this to me because it has really beautiful neutrals and such cute pops of color, and I feel like this is so great for every single day, and I'm really excited to get my fingers in here. I can't wait, or brushes, but I can't wait to use this one. I'm really excited about that one. I'm also going to be bringing in the Lime Crime Venus 3 eyeshadow palette, and the reason I'm bringing this one in is because I was gifted this from Rania, and I've never tried anything from Lime Crime before. I've also never tried anything from Dominique Cosmetics before. So this is very exciting to me to try a couple new brands. This one I do have to wipe off the top layer and still spray it with isopropyl alcohol. But there are some really cute colors in here. And I just feel like I could get some really cute uses, and then I'll just decide if it's something that I really love. So I'm also bringing in the Venus 3 palette, and this was gifted to me from my friend Rania. I am so excited because I have never actually tried Lime Crime before or Dominique Cosmetics, and I really want to try these brands, so I'm so excited. And Rania wasn't using this one, so she's gifted this to me, and I just have to wipe off the top layer and spray it with isopropyl alcohol, and then I want to get some uses on this. I feel like some of these shadows were super cute, and I just want to give them a go and see how I like the formula. And the next one we have is the MAC Feast Your Eyes eyeshadow palette. And I bought this and I just thought the outer packaging was absolutely stunning. It's a really cute small palette, but it has 8 eyeshadows in it. And they're such a gorgeous color theme. I love the embossing. I love that there's so many shimmery shades in here. And in all honesty, like, I'm so excited to like play around with this. You can get some really good pigmentation. You just have to like get the pressing, like actual press on it with your brush or your finger, but you can actually get some really good pigmentation from this. You just have to really work at it because they are so hard pressed. But I'm very excited to play around with this one a little bit more, and I feel like all of these so far are just going to be really good for like every single day. Also, I'm going to bring in the Huda Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette. I have not played with this one in a very long time, and it's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. So beautiful. Minus, I think there's the pressed glitter in here, which is getting all over everything. But I do want to use the rest of the palette to see if I still want to hang on to it. That is my whole goal with my collection in 2023, is to play with as many eyeshadow palettes as I can to see if there are things that I still want to hang around, because I do have quite a few that are old eyeshadow palettes, and I need to see if they still perform or if maybe it's time for them to go, or if I want to replace them. So that will give me that information throughout the year as I play with these. And there's still more, but like if I decide that this is not enough, or I've kind of had my fill or whatever, I've tried them once or twice and maybe I don't want them, I can pick something else. Or if I don't want to use these and I want to choose something else, I can do that too. So that's what I like about this, is it's just, you don't have to pick. Like, really, you just say you're doing the project, you do the month of like whatever you want to use, and then the next update you talk about what you've used. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it's very organic. But I'm a very like structured person, so I pick a bunch and I decide I want to use them, and if I don't use all of them, they'll go back and I'll decide to maybe use one of those in a future month. It's not a big deal because there's no pressure, and that's what I love about this. Now, the next one I'm going to use is gifted to me from my friend Dannie, and this is the Thirsty palette from Jeffree Star. And I am just another brand that I have never tried before, and I'm so excited to actually try formulas that I've never tried before. So this is what the palette looks like. I'm pulling this in because it just looks so fresh and fun, kind of spring-esque. So this probably would have been good for like March, April, May kind of deal, but I just couldn't wait any longer. I want to try it now. So I'm going to pull it in for January. Also, I've decided to pull in the Pat McGrath Rose Decadence eyeshadow palette. And the reason I pulled this in is because I don't use it at all, and I need to force myself to grab this one because it's not something that I would intentionally grab, even though these are shades that I normally love. I feel like the formula isn't on par with the rest of the shadows that she does, and it's just sort of blah. and I wanted something that was a little more impactful, a little more like, I don't know, fun. But I feel like I need to try these because I haven't used them since I bought them, and I should be using my stuff. So I'm going to use my stuff. And then the last one I've decided to pull into January is the Lid Lingerie palette from NYX. And obviously I just did this because it's super neutral palette and I just want to get some love on it and see if I like the formula. Again, I've never tried NYX eyeshadows before. I don't believe. If I have, it's been a very, very long time. So I wanted to make sure I pulled something drugstore in. So I have a lot to choose from. Again, I don't have to use these if I don't want to. If I just don't grab toward them, that's totally okay. Because really, you're just supposed to grab an eyeshadow palette and use it and then feel like, you know, talk about what you experienced while using the eyeshadow palette. So I'm hoping that this is like really, really fun for me. I'm kind of like mind blown excited for this because I feel like it's such a simple idea, yet it's like not really done, you know? So I'm really excited that Deb and the group kind of discussed this and Deb came up with this concept, and it just feels really good because I was gonna next year use palettes I just wanted to anyways on my own, but now that we're doing it in a group, it makes me just feel so much better, and I know that I have that support from that group. And if you guys want to join us as well, just use the hashtag eyes2023. And that's just for, if I'm wrong, I'll have it linked down in the description because I didn't write down the hashtag on my notes, and usually I always write that. But yeah, these are the palettes that I'm going to be using for the month of January, hopefully. And if not, I will let you guys know at the end of the month or early February what I've used and how I like them. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it was all over the place. It's a lot of information, but it'll get so much simpler from here. I can't wait to let you guys know what I've used, how I like them, and like what palettes are exciting for me and what ones I'm just like not that interested in. Also, Deb had the idea to select your most favorite palette that you used in the month and your least favorite palette that you used in the month. So that's something that we'll be discussing as well. So make sure that if you decide to do this with us, that you keep this top of mind because it is something that you'll definitely want to talk about in your updates. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check all the ladies listed down below in the description bar, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.